Henry Vaughn's poem, The Retreat, reflects on the loss of heavenly innocence experienced in childhood and the deep yearning to return to a state of pure angelic existence. Through this reflection, Vaughn explores the dual meanings of the word retreat as both a place of refuge and an act of withdrawal, highlighting the contrast between the innocence of youth and the complexities of adult life. The poem opens with the speaker lamenting the loss of his early years, a time when he was in his angel infancy. Vaughn uses this phrase to evoke a sense of pristine purity and untainted joy that characterized his youth. The speaker reminisces about a time before he was aware of the world's darker influences and internal struggles, suggesting that his childhood was a period of blissful ignorance and spiritual closeness to God. The lines, "Happy those early days when I shined in my angel infancy, before I understood this place," convey a deep sense of nostalgia and regret. The speaker longs to return to this ideal state where he was untouched by the corrupting forces of the world. As the poem progresses, the speaker reflects on his current state of being. He describes how his soul is now burdened with sinful thoughts and emotional struggles, contrasting sharply with the innocence he once possessed. The mention of the second race and the reference to his soul's former purity highlight the transition from a heavenly existence to his current mortal life. The speaker worries about his emotional state, noting, "Appointed for my second race, taught my soul to fancy aught but white celestial thought." This concern underscores a profound sense of loss and disillusionment with his current life, which is marked by complexity and internal conflict rather than the simple celestial thoughts of his youth. In the concluding lines, Vaughn reflects on the inevitability of death and the end of his earthly journey. He expresses a deep longing to return to his earlier state of divine closeness and purity, yearning to retrace the path he once walked. The speaker's desire to, "Oh, how I long to travel back and tread again that ancient track, that I might once more reach that plain where first I left my glorious train," emphasizes his wish to recapture the sense of spiritual wholeness and divine connection he enjoyed in his childhood. The poem The Retreat contrasts the fleeting nature of earthly existence with the eternal nature of heaven. Vaughn's portrayal of childhood as a time of innocence and divine closeness reflects his belief that human life on earth is but a brief and imperfect phase compared to the eternal state of existence before birth. The poem suggests that our earthly life is a second race following a previous heavenly existence, that childhood represents a period when one could easily maintain a connection with God. Vaughn's use of a consistent AABB rhyme scheme throughout the 32-line poem contributes to its rhythmic and reflective quality. As a metaphysical poet, Vaughn employs extended metaphors to delve into complex psychological, philosophical, and religious themes. The careful and evocative language in The Retreat subtly links concepts of innocence and fancy, reinforcing the nostalgic and spiritual dimensions of the poem. While the poem primarily looks back at childhood with longing, it also anticipates a broader movement in English literature, reflecting themes that would later be explored by romantic poets such as Thomas Hood and William Wordsworth. The poem's exploration of childhood as a time of spiritual wholeness and its anticipation of future literary movements highlight Vaughn's unique position in the evolution of English poetry. Through his contemplation of lost innocence and divine yearning, not only reflects on his own experiences, but also hints at a future literary shift toward a deeper exploration of nostalgia and spiritual yearning.